Yes, I'm Mike Hammond. I'm the chairman of the Knox County Commission. We had a very serious issue in Knox County on hillside development. We had a committee that had gone for 3 years studying this issue in Knoxville, Knox County. The problem was you had the environmentalists on one side and you had the home builders and the realtors on another. There was no way to bring these two people together so that we could strike any kind of compromise. It got very personal, it got very heated. We found out about Steve Joyner and the folks here with the Institute, and so we called and asked if he could come and help facilitate us through this issue. He did. That was the first time in the history of Knox County that the City Council and the County Commission met jointly to try to come up with a compromise. Steve was able to guide us through that process, and I can tell you that the City Council has now passed the compromise. County Commission yesterday passed the compromise. So I'm here today to say it works, and that we're so grateful that we were able to see him bring his skills to help us through a very difficult situation. Well, it's beneficial because land use is extremely important in any community, and particularly for us because we have a lot of hills and a lot of slope, and that was the biggest issue, was how do you build on slope? You have some people that want to make sure the environment's protected. I think we all do, but then you've also got the interests of home builders. It has to do with the economy and tax revenue and so forth. So it was a very, very heated debate at times, but yet it's one that was very important for our community because we needed a guide not only for now, but 20, 40, 50 years from now as we develop those parts of Knox County that are on the ridgetops.
I'm Louis Levine, president of the Center for Nonprofit Management. We collaborate with the conflict management program whenever we have an opportunity. Nonprofit organizations with boards, directors, staff, and constituents face a lot of conflict. And we appreciate that Lipscomb has taken the last 5 years to create a center that we can use and send our members to that can improve their skills in dealing with conflicts. The skills help boards and executive directors or CEOs who are having problems. It helps CEOs, they help CEOs improve their management techniques, and they permit more collaborations and mergers among nonprofits because they ease the way through an exchange of dialogue.
I have the privilege of working with business leaders here in Nashville and beyond almost every single day. And it's fascinating to me, one of the subject matters that never escapes a business leader, that always gets their attention in terms of their professional skill set, is the area of conflict management. I go in and we talk about opportunities for growth in the area of marketing or strategy or finance. And some of them will have people that can handle that. Some of them will have that skill set in place. And yet, in almost all cases, business leaders see the need for very sophisticated conflict management skills. If you look at the research out there that's being done in the area of conflict management, and you look at managers in particular, managers spend about 65% of their time either dealing with conflict or trying to put deals together to advance their businesses or perhaps to avoid challenges and difficulties. That's Monday through Wednesday of somebody's week. And yet what's so interesting is that less than 10% of them have ever spent 1 minute thinking about how to do that better. And so as someone who works with business leaders, I am absolutely convinced that for those who are willing to make the investment, who are willing to take the time to build conflict management skills, they will immediately be ahead in the marketplace, in their organizations, in the teams that they're working with, and they'll have the skill set to be successful for years to come.
Oh, I'm Charles McGowan. I'm the president of Operation Andrew, which is a ministry that focuses on breaking down barriers between racial and ethnic and theological different groups and churches in the city. Well, it's very, very important because the Institute is a ready resource for leaders in the Christian community. And I've heard President Lowry say on one occasion, and also Steve Joyner, that one arena where we find lots of conflict, interestingly enough, is in the local church. And it's my experience that most pastors and local church leaders are very poorly equipped to help people resolve interpersonal conflict. And so there's been needed in our city for a long, long time a resource that would be available for pastors and local church leaders to come and get training at various levels. They can get entry-level training, they can actually enroll at a certificate level. And so over the years, since the Institute has been established, I have encouraged pastors and church leaders to connect with the Institute. As a matter of fact, the founding director, Larry Bridgesmith, and I, on several occasions, hosted breakfasts for pastors and church leaders just for the purpose of introducing them and giving them what's really nothing more than just good practical tips on how to really begin the process of breaking down conflict and increasing levels of understanding and respect across all kinds of lines in the local church.
I'm Dodd Galbraith. I'm the Executive Director of the Institute for Sustainable Practice. What do our students do with the Institute for Conflict Management and how they feel about it? Basically, all of our students in the Master of Science in Sustainability, the Certificate of Graduate Study in Sustainability, and the Green MBA have to have at least one conflict management class as part of their 10-course curriculum. All of our students just rave about the experience. They talk about what a wonderful set of skills and tools for managing the culture change of sustainability, and they also talk about the amazing relationships between sustainability and conflict management, just in terms of holistic thinking, of positive group dynamics, of working through situations with people as a resource as opposed to people becoming a problem or a barrier. So it's a very effective, important aspect of sustainability. Well, in many areas, change creates conflict in and of itself. People get used to doing one thing, and then they have to shift to doing things a different way. So often there are these paradigm shifts that need to take place between the way that we thought things were good versus the new good, or the new quality experience, or the new quality impact that we're trying to achieve. Things that we didn't know were bad for the environment or bad for people or bad for the economy are now becoming this transitional experience that conflict management tools really help people get through that period of conflict within themselves, or conflict between other users, or conflict between other partners that depend on them for the old ways of doing things. So the skills that our students pick up really help individuals and groups and organizations, particularly businesses, transition from a point of reality in one place to a new point of reality, and it's quite critical in helping sustainability become a reality.
My name is Jay Barry, and I have been here in Tennessee, in Middle Tennessee, for approximately 10 years now. Before that, I was out in Los Angeles, and while I was out there, I went through the Pepperdine Law School and also the Dispute Resolution Program, and that gave me a good introduction to that. However, I was already working with a lot of the dispute resolution prior to that. I was with the airlines, American Airlines, for something like 25 years. And so we did a lot of arbitrations, mediations, and things like that. So when I got out at Pepperdine, it was just kind of a natural to get on into working with the dispute resolution. And then I've noticed too in the law practice that it's very applicable, as well as in so many other aspects of our daily life. Just the relationship part of it works out real well. I do family mediations as well as civil mediations, and now I'm starting to move on into doing more elder law, and so we get into a lot of that with working with dispute resolution between families as much as anything else.